The Porsche 935 is a legendary race car in the German marque's long and storied racing history. It's the racing version of Porsche's first 911 Turbo, known internally as the 930. First introduced in 1976, it followed the 1974 Carrera RSR, which had a second-place finish in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Porsche made the 935 available to customers as well, and it would dominate endurance racing from Le Mans to Daytona and the 1,000 kilometers Nürburgring. Engines varied from the 3-liter to 3.3 liters. But for Group 5 rules, displacement was reduced to fit under the 4-liter class, with a maximum weight of 970 kilograms. Due to turbocharging, a multiplier of 1.4 was added to the engine displacement. It would win Le Mans in 1976, 1977, and 1981, and the 24 Hours of Daytona and 12 Hours of Sebring 6 times each. The most powerful versions included the 1978 Moby Dick long-tail version, specially designed for Le Mans, which had a 3.2-liter twin-turbo engine capable of 850 horsepower. That car reached 228 miles per hour or 367 kilometers per hour on the Le Mans Straight. The distinctive slant nose or flashbow was introduced due to a loophole in the rules which allowed modifications to the fenders. This option was available on the 930 road car as well. This, along with the extended tail and massive rear spoiler, gave the 935 a distinct look while retaining its unmistakable 911 heritage. Excited to present to you this 935 project, courtesy of Coachworks Automotive Restorations in Victoria.
Hey guys, welcome to West Coast Supercars and Classics. This is a very special day. I'm here at Coachworks Restoration in Victoria, BC, and they have kindly let me do a series on a very special project, which is a replica of a 935 race car. And today I'm going to be introducing you to the technician, Eric Cherneff, who is going to be the main person on this project. So I will let you take it away, Eric. We'll just get you to talk about what you guys are going to be doing with the car. Maybe I'll ask you a couple questions if I get some ideas.
Yeah, so our client had a 1979 911 Turbo, which unfortunately was the victim of somebody not paying attention to a stop sign, and the car was badly damaged as a result. So what we're doing is using this car as a basis for a new build, using a lot of the existing parts that came from the 79 911 Turbo, and trying to build it as close to a 935 as possible, given a limited budget, not the sort of unlimited budgets that manufacturers had in the 70s and in the 935's heyday. but trying to get as close as we can given modern constraints.
Dave was telling me that you guys picked up this body. It's a steel body.
That's right.
You picked up the body on Bring a Trailer auction, I guess. So it just happened that it fit the project.
Yeah, actually, I was having coffee on a Saturday morning and doing my usual thing of looking at Bring a Trailer and see what was going on. This particular car had been on auction and didn't meet reserve, and I saw it. I hadn't noticed it earlier, but I noticed it after the fact, and I thought this is the perfect sort of project for our client to transfer all his parts onto. This was originally a 1981 911 Turbo, so it has the right configuration at the back for the turbo suspension, and it's not far off of what he originally had.
So when you're talking about 1981,
yeah.
but you're talking about 1977 for the first year,
Yeah,
so it's not far off the
No.
manufacturing year. Is that why it's so similar?
Well, the other thing is that you look at what Porsche did over the years, and there's not a lot of change year to year within fairly broad periods of time.
Okay.
So this basic tub is not much different from what you would have found starting in 1974 up until even the late 1980s.
So we're talking about the similarities in the tub, right?
Right, so the same basic tub was used from, say, 74 up till the late 1980s. So using any of those tubs within that range provides a good basis for a recreation of a 935.
Let's talk about the stage of the project that you're at now. What are the jobs that are in front of you at the moment?
Well, we just started by putting the old suspension onto the new tub, and you can see a few things here. There was already significant upgrades on his previous car. So he had replaced the torsion bar suspension with a coil-over suspension, like a 935 would have had, and also later in the night, starting with the 964 series, a more modern 911 would have had. The brakes were upgraded from, I think, 79, and so we're just doing the initial fit to see what we have and what we can work with.
Are these are going to be the brakes that are going to stay on the project?
We're not certain yet.
You don't know yet.
He may want to go bigger. We're not sure.
Right.
It's just very initial stages. We have to see what fits, what we have room for, and especially with these fender flares, we have to make sure that whatever we're going to do actually fits inside there and doesn't rub on the inside or on the outside.
Right. So you've got already the coil-over front suspension.
Yeah.
So that would have been a torsion bar in the original.
Originally, torsion bar front and rear.
Wow. Okay, so moving on from there, what else have we got? You've got, obviously, nothing's going on in here yet.
No, not much yet.
The motor goes in here, right? Just kidding.
Yeah, front engine, of course. Yeah.
Now, these are, let's go back here a little bit. This car, the race car version, had a long body on it, right? Like it has a lot of fairing at the back.
Yeah.
So you're going to replicate that, or
we don't know yet. That's one of the things is that this car was, I would say, designed as sort of a car that was inspired by 935s.
Yep.
And it certainly has got the 935 feel, but when you compare it to some of the like you say, the longer bodies with the enclosures around the back, it's quite different, and we're not sure what our client wants with it yet.
Okay.
I think he has a few visions in mind, and we'll see what is needed to do that.
So this is going to be a one-off, like absolute custom car, like one of one.
Yeah,
because your client is going to make decisions design-wise, so it doesn't have to be an exact replica of any particular car. You're going to sort of hybridize it a little bit.
I think out of necessity it's going to be somewhat hybridized, but yeah, so there are already a few interesting touches on it already. One of the things is that the rain gutters have been removed, so you can see compared to a regular 911, which would have a rain gutter from around here all the way to the bottom of the A pillar is gone. Of course, the wider fenders, the box rockers, the air inlets for brake cooling.
Right.
These are all additional things. And the slope nose.
Right. Oh, brake cooling, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes out
right
just in there to let air in behind the wheels.
I see. Okay, so it does. Yeah. So that's all done. Yep.
And again, you can see the coil suspension on the rear.
Yep.
So normally there would be a torsion bar attached up here, and instead it's just a single time joint to provide a linkage point.
So where did these parts come from? Have you installed those?
Yeah, we installed these. These came off of his previous car, the 79 911. So it was fairly significantly modified to begin with, and we're just starting with those components. One of the big things we have to sort out early on is the hubs. So 935s had center lock hubs, so there was just a single big nut in the middle.
Right.
And we're currently looking at the parts that are needed to do that conversion.
Right. So there's a lot of intricate engineering in here. Like when you come to take a vintage car and then you start modifying it, like this is kind of uncharted territory, I guess, in some ways. And then you've also got the client's desires and budget, so you have to balance all those things together, I guess, right?
Yeah, and the fortunate thing with Porsches and 911s in particular, I would say almost everything's been done before. So it's a matter of tracking down who's done it, and, what's available, and there are shortcuts to getting it right. You don't completely have to reinvent the wheel, but sometimes
no pun intended.
Yeah, sometimes you end up having to do that.
So that's gonna you're gonna hopefully go with a center lock solution of some sort on this. So this is just in here for preliminary fit at the moment, and just looking at geometry and stuff.
The center lock system that we're looking at is are duplicates of original parts, and they will fit on this existing control arm.
Okay.
So we'll be able to put it in. It's mainly a question of what's the offset going to be, and then what the wheel dimensions are going to be.
So moving to the motor here, this motor came out of the client's car. So this is out of the 79, and it's already modified. It has a 1 turbo on it, I think.
It's a single turbo. Yeah. And I think he would like to go to the twin turbo setup a 935 had, but of course he wants to drive it on the street, and having a twin turbo with no muffler is not going to be an option for the street. He has aspirations to go racing with it. He just wants a very radical one-off car for the street. Basically to go get his cup of Starbucks on the weekends. Again, it's just here for initial fitting. Yeah. One of the things that needs to be dealt with is that the transmission is a G50 transmission out of a later 911. Okay. And that requires the different front mounting positions. So basic 911 engine is basically held in by 4 bolts. Okay. So one at each side of the engine at the back here. Yep. And then there's 2 similar bolts at the front of the transmission. You can see those black circles up there. Yeah. So those 4 bolts. Wow. And all the whole assembly in the car. Everything else is just throttle connection, fuel linkage, electrical, etc. Those mounts on this G50 transmission are about 2 inches further back than what this car originally would have had. So we've sourced a weld-on adapter that will be welded over the original mounts and enable those to be put in the right spot.
And so part of this process for having the engine right here is so that you can start looking at the fitment of it.
Yeah, obviously where the engine is and the room required is going to dictate other things like the bodywork. If he's going to go to a bigger intercooler, which is likely because this one currently just has a stock intercooler. It's not on the car
It's not on the car, that's right.
It's a very small intercooler, and for the sort of power that he wants, I think we're going to need a larger intercooler on it, which will require more room to fit.
You could maybe be looking at what? Somewhere in the 600 horsepower range at the end of the day when you've
it's probably not uncommon for these modified 911 turbo engines.
They're pretty high output, right? And this car is going to weigh in the low 2000s somewhere at the end of the day. Yeah, that's going to be a heck of a street car.
In terms of power to weight ratio, it's going to be quite a lot of fun and quite a handful, I think.
Right, exactly. Now looking back at the engine here, the race car was a mechanical fuel injection. Is there going to be any differences?
Yeah, there's the race car version had a full mechanical injection system. Yeah. This is a very common system that was found in a number of European cars of the day called a Bosch CIS system. And it can be tuned, and there's certainly, this engine has been tuned. I don't know what the power output is, but it's considerably higher than stock. If we wanted to do a full 935 duplication, of course, it's got to be completely replaced with the mechanical injection that was used on the 935. I don't know that we'll go that radical with it. That would be pretty extreme. So that's.
So in terms of how much sort of period, quote unquote period correct stuff, where are you going to keep a lot of the mechanical similar, or are they going to be substantially updated in terms of like electronics and things like that, or?
That remains to be seen. This has already been updated somewhat in terms of electronics. I don't know if you noticed these. These are coil packs that replace the original single coil. So it's already got an electronic ignition system on it, which provides, and dual plugs. So 2 spark plugs per cylinder, which was innovation that was used on racing cars originally and then found its way into street 911s, I think, with the 964 series, or actually 993 series maybe. But this has already got that.
This is going to stay as a 2-valve per cylinder engine. I think they only went 4 valves for like just at the end of the run or something like that. That would be really rare. So that's way outside this scope.
Another big visual difference when you look at a 935 engine versus 911 is the location of the fan. So the 935s had a horizontal fan, and we may be doing that conversion as well.
Wow.
Which would certainly bring it closer to looking like a racing engine.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's just early stages right now. It's going to depend on the budgets and what the client wants.
That's an amazing project. So timeline-wise on this car, where are we at in terms of the length of the process and that sort of thing?
Well, I would say that we're just on the very first steps of what's probably going to be a fairly long-term project. I'm thinking actually I shouldn't say in case the client sees it.
Well, you know, I'm putting you on the spot because I'm talking about just a rough guesstimate.
But typically a project like this is going to take at least a year, if not a couple of years, and a lot of it's going to depend on the sort of changes that he'd like, and these things can go from pretty quick to a very long time with very small decisions that are made. So it's hard to say. I would say 1 to 2 years is
I see. There's a lot of decisions to be made, and then you got to source out things and engineer things.
And especially something like this is a lot of trial and error in terms of fitment. So we have to see what'll work. Like just the wheels. That's why we put the suspension on, is to try and get ahead of the wheel situation.
Right.
Because that is going to be potentially a problem.
All right, well that's all we've got for today for episode 1 of this amazing journey to do the 935 replica race car. I'd like to thank the Coachworks people, Dave Hargraves, manager, and also obviously Eric Cherniff. Thank you very much for introducing us to the project, and we wish you a great success with it. I think it's going to be an amazing car. I can't wait to see it as it progresses. So stay tuned to the series, and hopefully we can see a little bit of how the magic works here in making people's dreams come true. Okay, don't forget to subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.